Keep going, sis.
Okay. We're still in the book of Genesis, chapter 27. This is verse 33. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that have taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and have taken away thy blessing.
Kind of. Okay, still like keep going.
Oh,
Reverse 36, 36.
okay.
I'll make the point after that.
And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he have supplanted me these two times.
Kind of
He,
Salaki. And that's what Jacob's name means. Supplanter. That's
Mhm.
what it means. Like you say, we got the gift of gab, man. We know how to talk our way out of anything. You
Mhm.
know, we can haggle you. We can get you to you talking about this amount, we get you down to that amount. We get it just the way we want. We know how to do that, man. Can't nobody do it like us, man. But
Absolutely.
Jacob is just a planner. That's what his name is. So, keep going.
He took away my birthright. And
Salakia, real
okay,
quick, I had to say it.
right.
Go
I
ahead.
don't think
Go
I'm done.
Look, look, Jacob from New York. He a New Yorker. He gave us game.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna let that one slide.
Yeah, it's a different kind of game, but it is that.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, we will read verse 33 again. No, what is that? The verse 34.
36. He was on
Okay.
36.
Fertility and blessing. Oh, and he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he have supplanted me these two times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he have taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
Kind of sluggish. So Isaac let it be known. Hey, you know what? I made him the head over you. He's Lord over you. He's gonna rule over you. Thus saith the Most High Yahweh. Thus saith the Holy Bible. As it was written in the Old Testament. If we read in the Old Testament, it's repeated in the New Testament. You're not gonna get away from that. Keep going, sis. I'm gonna have you
Uh,
stop at verse 38.
okay.
Yeah.
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Though he sought it with tears,
Mm.
still didn't get it. Though he sought it with tears, there's them tears right here. That's why the New Testament says that. All right, so you again, you can't get away with the old and they got to work together hand in hand. The New Testament and the Old Testament, they wash each other's hands constantly, man. This is those tears, man, that it talks about. All right, all right. Let me jump into I'm gonna speed up in Genesis a little bit more. Let me see if I should do this. If I should have you read any more of this. As a matter of fact, read to verse 40, sis. Read 39 and 40. And then I'm gonna go to Genesis 32, I believe. I believe it's 32 after that. You there, sis?
I'm sorry, I was mute. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's like yeah,
Um, verse 39.
kind
Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live,
of.
and shalt serve thy brother. And it came, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Come. And we do know eventually that there came a change through the curses. You know, what I said, well, like you mentioned, brought out earlier, Q. We ain't running nothing right now. They running. But the main point I wanted to get out of verse 40 was their gift was the sword. You know, them weapons, man. Not just a blade of sword, but the guns. These different type of weapons that they use. All these devices to take your life, man. That's what the most I gave them. Their gift is them weapons, man. And they got some things, man, that's just out of this world. Like, whoa. But the most I gave that to them. That's how they was going, be them wild, crazy people on the earth. And verse 39, when it says they're gonna have the fatness of the earth, they know they vagabonds, man. Hobos, they just carry themselves any kind of way. I don't know if you ever see some of these older like white folks, even some of them young,
Mm-hmm.
them hillbilly
Mm-hmm.
types, man, they just walking
Right.
around with the weed in their mouth, spitting,
Right.
chewing, spitting tobacco, just all dingy and just
Right.
don't care,
They don't look
gruggly
like they
face.
bathe every day.
Yeah, yeah. It was our people, the Moors, black folks. Our people taught them how to wash their asses, man.
Mm.
How to take care of their hygiene, man. You know. So I guess that's why them and Ham got along so well, man. I remember back in school, there was not one person from the land of Ham, man. Also known as Africa, that wasn't whooping in them arms, man.
Oh,
The men
oh
and the
yeah.
women, you know, and
Yeah.
and that's their nature. That's their
Mhm.
nature, man. That's just how they do, man.
Yeah, every
You
day I
know,
deal with it. Mm-hmm.
come, right? You can't stop somebody's nature. If that's
Mm-mm.
how you are, that's just how you are, man. Ain't no shifting and turning things around for them, man. That's it.
Yeah, you come in there smelling good, looking good. They look at you like you made a
Like,
bad decision.
yeah, like you took a bath. What? Why would you do that? You mess up the aroma in here. You bring in roses, and we trying to have baboon turds in here. You know?
And nah, it's nothing worse than them Indians.
Ooh.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
you take a bath, you stink.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
You don't smell like them. They so used to their funk.
Mm-hmm.
Come. Hey man,
Mm-hmm.
that's the way the Most High said. That's their nature, man. That's the funniest thing to me when it comes of a nature of the nations. That's how off they are, man. The Asians, Orientals eating all
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
type of
they smell like
abominations,
garlic
everything.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, like come on, man. You should eat anything that fermented bird egg they eat
Mm-hmm.
with a dead embryo in there, just to eating
Mm-hmm.
the feathers and stuff, everything on it, chewing it up like nothing.
Oh, they
Come
call
on,
that that's Filipinos. They call it balut,
balut, yeah,
duck egg or chicken egg, but
yeah,
it's like a baby chicken and
in
they
it, yeah,
cook it. It's
Mm-hmm.
disgusting.
yeah, man. I done seen videos where Asians just take little baby birds out of a tree, chew it up while it's chirping and everything, just
Golly,
Well,
man.
chew it up, yeah, like
mm.
nothing, man. Like that. But again, that's their nature.
Unclean.
That's
Just
their nature, man.
unclean. Yeah, bugs on it and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. They don't care.
Oh.
They don't care at all, man. And I wonder how they don't get sick. Cause I'm just sick looking at it or thinking about
Mm-hmm.
it. That turned my stomach right there. God,
Mm.
hey, let me what I'm gonna jump into Genesis chapter 32, sis, and we're gonna go to
Okay.
verse. I got it up. We're gonna start at verse 22.
32 and 22.
Okay,
Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, and we're going to read verse 22. And he rose up that night and took his two wives and his two women servants and his 11 sons and passed over the ford Jabbok. And
Con,
he
and it's
took,
still talking about Slucking,
okay,
and it's still talking about Jacob. Keep going, sis.
okay, verse 23. And he took them and sent them over the brook and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone. and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men, and
Con.
hast prevailed.
Right, Salaki, and this is the meaning of the name. As we gonna get the name is gonna be given now for Jacob. Name gonna become right when it goes to where it says thou hast power with God. Keep going, sis.
Verse 29. And Jacob asked him and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. As
Keep going.
he as and as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank.
Con, right.
Okay.
And when you see in verse 30 where it says, "I seen God face to face, in my life is preserved." This wasn't really talking about the Most High Yahweh right here. You know, this was an angel that Jacob wrestled with. I had looked this up in the Hebrew, and I bring this out to y'all in another lesson in the Hebrew text and show it to you. Because imagine if this was the Most High. Come on, man. The Most High wouldn't have to wrestle with any of us. If you think about it, Most High ain't got to do none of that. You know, Jacob would have been done, man. Most High with the power of thought just put an end to him.
We've been on our face. We wouldn't be looking at him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't. That's that. You know.
This is that argument I like to bring up, to show that when they see that when they see the word God, it doesn't mean the Most High God. God has a context to it. They did a poor translation. Instead of putting the name, they just put a generic term. But when you go into the Hebrew, you see is could be God, it could be an angel, it could be another human being, because the Israelites are called gods and
Hmm.
stuff. So. Um, I like to show this like, okay, so what God is this? And then what God created the heaven and the earth, in the beginning? Is it the same God? So it's like, you got to actually go forward and actually look things up, in the original language so that you have an idea of what's being said. Because Jacob, a human being, is going to wrestle the Most High God. That makes no sense, like you said, like, and have power.
Come.
It's like really, you know. And of course, actually, no, Salakia, never mind. But yeah, it just never made no sense.
Okay. Right. Kind. But yeah, like in verse 28, I'm just gonna read a part of this where it says, and he said, "Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel." Right. I kind of missed that when I was going through that. It says, "For as a prince thou hast power with God," and we know Israel, Yasha Allah means he's the prince of the power.
Mhm.
Right. So as you go through the names in the Bible, it's a lot of times you might see something like this, and then you'll see the meaning of a name after the name is given. And I believe it says just about every name. Some of them you do gotta kind of look up though, but most of them you'll see the meaning of the name.
Mhm.
Right. So we stopped at verse. What was that? Verse 30. We read all the way to
Yeah, we read.
32.
Yeah, we
And
read.
and in Salakia, and then that verse 30, where it says, and Jacob came uh to name the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. the scriptures say no man have seen God face and live. So
Hmm.
like we have to make that make sense. We already know it was an angel. So let's stop being dumb and read it for what it is. And it's just seeing Jacob is just saying, he's seen the power of God and he still retained his life,
Con,
because God could have took away his life, just like that. But he's seen the power of the Most High himself. And that's why, because I don't think Jacob have seen it since he's been born. Like, of course, he heard that there's uh, a God and everything. Isaac has seen the power of God, but not, actually, let me see. I'll have to go back and look up that. But
con,
Jacob hasn't, right? We've seen the angel deal with Rebecca. And yeah, I would say that Isaac has seen it to an extent, but Jacob hasn't. And now Jacob seeing with his own eyes an angel of the Lord and in wrestling with him and seeing that he has his life, so he named this place this Peniel. So it's important that we know who God is, like the word God is, and not take it out of context. And that's it.
con. Oh yeah. And I kind of dived into some of that too when you went through a Hebrew lesson when I was explaining
Hmm.
in the Hebrew text how it's talking about the Most High Yahweh when it refers to God or power. I gave y'all some clues in on that. I believe I sent it out to everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah, just for the listening audience,
Kind,
that's gonna go and watch this.
Mhm.
kind. All right, just go to Exodus chapter 4. We're gonna start at verse 18. So now we got
Okay.
that Jacob is Israel now, and this is after the 12 tribes of Israel. All the sons of Jacob are born. We live in when you Egypt and go ahead. When you ready, sis, go ahead.
Okay. All right. We're reading from the book of Exodus, chapter 4, and verse 18. And Moses went and returned to Jethro, his father in law, and said unto him, let me go, I pray thee, and return unto my brethren which are in Egypt, and see whether they be yet alive. And Jethro said to Moses, go in peace. And the Lord said unto Moses and Midian, go, return into Egypt, for all men are dead which sought thy life. And Moses took his wife and sons and set them upon an ass, and he returned to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the rod of God in his hand. And the Lord said unto Moses, when thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
Kind. This is the point of the lesson that I'm getting into. We getting to that climax of the lesson right now. You know, Israel, who was known as Jacob first, and we all known as Israel, Israelites, the sons and daughters of Jacob, Yasharallah, right? We're known as the firstborn of the Most High, right? So the Most High is, gives special rights to the firstborn. Though we wasn't the first nation to be created, the Most High still knighted us the firstborn of him. That's the way he laid the plan out. He laid the foundation out that way. So it's not for myself to argue with it or for anybody to argue with it. And some people might think it's confusing. No, how come, you're the firstborn as as the scriptures say here, but we weren't the first nation. But when in Romans it says according to the election, to way the Most High Yahweh seen fit to set everything out. This is why we known as the firstborn of the Most High. And with that, we also just the chosen people. There is no other chosen nation of people. Every other nation was created after, to be a servant to us and for us to be the ruler. All right. Let me jump into I think it's Hosea. Yeah. Jump into Hosea chapter 11, sis, and we're gonna
Okay.
go to verse 11. All right, hold on. Before you read that, I'm gonna pull these other few scriptures up that I had real quick. But just grab that
Hmm.
one. This is 21.
Hosea. Hmm.
Yeah, go ahead to Hosea chapter 11, and we're gonna do
Wow.
verse 1 through 3.
Are you serious? This new Bible app is crazy. Okay. Hosea chapter 11.
Okay.
Okay. Read the whole thing.
Just from verse 1 to verse 3.
Okay. This is the book of Hosea chapter 11 and verse 1. When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. As they called them, so they went from them. They sacrificed unto Balaam and burned incense to graven images.
Okay, so like in 1 second. So from the beginning, the nation of Israel, the most actually we the children of the Most High, right? So it says when Israel was a child, then I loved them. But even before that, because like I said, the Most High already chose us according to elections, and the Most High got us out of Egypt. That's what it means. He said he called us out of Egypt. He sent Moses to deliver us from the Egyptians, and thus was done. And the Most High seen us all the way from Egypt, all the way coming through the Red Sea, drowning the Egyptians in the Red Sea, 40 years in the wilderness after Moses died, and Joseph took over, and Joseph was the one that brought us into the Promised Land, known as Canaan, which became the land of Israel, right? And we went off. It says as they called them, so that they went from slugging. So they went from them. They sacrificed unto Balaam and burnt incense unto graven images. This is going off to all the wickedness we started doing. Even after the Most High delivered us from the Egyptians, from their hard bondage and labor, our people still went off. But keep reading, sis.
Verse 3. I taught Ephraim also to go, taking them by their arms, but they knew not that I healed them.
Because our people forgot, just like that, what the Most High done for us. So I mean that we forgot that the Most High that He healed us, right? Completely forgot. We started to go off and do our own thing, right? And when it says I taught Ephraim, remember Joseph. It's like yeah, Joseph was the father of Ephraim and Manasseh, and Ephraim, was the head of the northern kingdom. But I got some scriptures that's gonna land me back into that. So I ain't gonna sit there and spew it right now. All right, let's jump
Okay.
into Deuteronomy,
Okay.
Deuteronomy 21, and we're gonna go into verse 15.
All right. Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15. Was it?
Chapter 21, verse 15.
Oh, chapter 21. Okay. Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, and verse 15. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him
Let me know
children.
when you get it, sis.
Oh, you said Deuteronomy 21 and 15, right? Hello?
Yeah, let me know when you get
Oh,
Deuteronomy 21 and 15.
I have it. I'm not muted. Some you must not see something.
Yeah, I hear you.
You hear me, Moses, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Akbi, I think your thing is messing up again.
Well, so like I think my headphones just
You got a delay.
the headphones. Yeah, so like my headphones got disconnected. It's like
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead, sis. Yeah, I was
Okay.
wondering what happened. Go ahead, sis. Verse
All
15.
right. We're in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, verse 15. If a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and hated. And if the firstborn son be hers, that was hated. Then it shall be, when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he hath, that he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated,
Mhm.
which is indeed the firstborn.
Con. Keep going.
But he shall acknowledge the son of the hated for the firstborn, by giving him a double portion of all that he hath. For he is the beginning of his strength. The right of the firstborn is his.
Con. So this is a stipulation of the firstborn. If there was an issue and you had two wives and then there was an issue and you had a wife that you wasn't really fond of anything like that, what they call the one of the hated, that it was to be given the right of the firstborn, but to go to that son, not the one that was the firstborn indeed, but the one that was of the hated, as mentioned in verse 16. So this is another way that you could look at the son of the not the son of the right, but the firstborn. I'm twisting my words up.
Mm,
This was a law that kind of changed things around. It's a stipulation, as you can call it, or like you have in certain contracts. Hey, this is all gonna be all good and said, but if you do this, then this is gonna happen, or if you do that, then this is gonna happen. If you
mm-hmm,
breach this contract in any form of way, you know, we got the right to do X, Y, Z, and it changes everything, right? So this is just one thing I wanted to throw out there, with the firstborn, right?
mm-hmm,
And I'm bringing this one out in particular because there's something that happened within the 12 tribes of Israel, and we know the first from the first to the 12th son of Jacob, the order, everything kind of got all twisted up and mixed up. So something happened for that to happen, for that to go down like that.